BAND-MAID Epic Narratives. We're continuing with the song Letters to You, and as you can see if you've been following this track by track, it's now the daytime. Yeah, this is actually one of the biggest problems with doing these reaction style track by track listen throughs to albums, is that, like, because you have to do each and every single one as a video, just sitting down and listening to the album for the first time is difficult. And it was the middle of the night, I had other things to do as well, so I decided to go to sleep, wake back up, I got my coffee, and I'm ready to continue. But this is such a strange way to consume an album. So as usual, once I finish a track by track, well, as I used to do back in the day, because this is the first album I've done really since I came back to doing reactions again. But I will, at the end of this, really sit down, listen to the album all the way through several times over, and give a final review at the end of the track by track, maybe on my main channel. But yeah, so here we are with the next song, Letters to You. So far, I've already kind of made my opinions clear, so I won't repeat them if you've been watching the previous reactions. But I'm interested to see whether the album continues this sort of melody-focused, very high-impact, dramatic, accessible, very emotionally charged vibe, or whether it's going to pivot around about the halfway mark where we are towards something different. And by the way, just out of interest, one of the main reasons why I'm okay doing a track by track for this album, whereas usually at the first listen to an album is something you want to take in, is just that like special or it's like sacred moment. The reason it's kind of okay to do this is, got to be honest, because so much of the album had been released prior to the actual album coming out that, you know, it's pretty much like, was it the first, we already had to skip like most of the tracks to get to here because I'd already heard them. But hey, we're going to continue now. I'm really, like I say, I'm really enjoying the music. So Letters to You is where we continue. Let's find out. This is a 3-minute song. It's going to be another quick one. All right. So a very straight hard rock beginning. Like in that big stereo pan. It's definitely a headbanger. We're interested to see what this builds to. I already get the vibe this is the sort of song that they would really enjoy playing acoustic as well. It's very much chords, melody kind of. There's a ballad under this. The bass line is making it for me. It's mostly root chords, but just the right little fills in the right places. Like that. I love that little fill on the bass. That was cool. You really hear Psyche's voice nearly breaking. I'm loving those high notes from Psyche. Alright. We so often hear Psyche like reach down for those sort of notes to build up the, build up the power. But there's something nice about her hearing her go up high. Yeah, it's really cool. She's got a lovely voice in all areas of the range, and of course we're used to again hearing her go for those power notes. But it's nice that she can do in songs like this, kind of those emotionally high notes. They sound nice. Yeah, her voice waves a little bit, but in a very controlled way. Really enjoyed Psyche's performance on this. I did say this before when we first started here. I don't know exactly what point, but when we first started hearing some of the tracks from I almost said Unseen World, Epic Narratives ahead of time, I think I'd said that there seems to be more of a focus on Psyche, and I hadn't really put that together, but now I come to think about it, and with everything I've been saying about this album, there is a lot of Psyche focus, and this again is a very Psyche focused song. The background of the song, it is very much more simple, and again, don't mean that in a negative way, but much more simple and straightforward than some of the band-made songs that on things like Unseen World and such like. But this is in keeping with what appears to be the feeling of this album, which I personally really like. I think it's a great approach. Again, interested to see if there's some songs that pivot away from that later on, but it's a great approach if you do it knowingly. And so basically, you don't want to end up with like a sort of a Oasis style 6 minute long song which is just strum melody and that's it. Here you have the little details to bring it up. I mentioned that although Misa's bass line is mostly just sort of following the chord pattern in this, the fills are in the right places and they're very expressive. Like the little one when she runs up an octave up the neck and everything, it's very expressive playing. It's like, so the song feels calm. It doesn't feel hectic. The bass is just following the guitar, but then just in the right bits, it knows how to pull that expression. It's almost like the jazz playing, isn't it? Where everyone sort of just follows the rhythm and then you just know how to accent that right bit. So I love that side to it. From a guitar standpoint, very simple, but I think that's what it meant to be. And again, by the way, when I keep on saying about simple, I have to keep on reiterating that is not a negative. It's just, you don't have to write every song hectic just because you're talented musicians. That, you write to match the style. What is interesting is that we had kind of a recent got used to band-made writing in a very hectic style. And it's funny because actually, ironically, that goes the other way. I had heard a lot of people I had heard some people complain about it. Some people had expressed a dislike of the more hectic sound of some of band-maid's recent releases, certainly Unleashed and Unseen World. And I kind of defended that in reverse, saying, well, look, they're doing it in a way that works. It's a songwriting thing. And yeah, I'll be the first person to criticize something if it doesn't work. But this song, it is simple, but it's simple and it does everything right. And it's only 3 minutes long. I can't emphasize that enough. Knowing to not stretch out a song, especially when you've got a song like this that has a nice chorus, and you can imagine just stretching it out because, hey, it's a good melody. Now, keep it short. People can always re-listen. I like that. I think it's, I'd much rather have an album like this that has, how many songs is it? Yes, I do. I did load up the list because I was mentioning about this. It says 14. I think there's more than 14. Maybe I've been seeing the special editions. But okay. Yeah, having 14 songs that are a bit shorter, I'd much rather have that than 10 songs that are longer. 14 songs give you more room for more ideas. Again, though, obviously, depending on style. So this for me, I just found this nice. It's not going to be one of those ones where I go, oh, Letters to You, that's like the best song on the album. But God, if this comes on and when you're listening for an album, that's just good music, There you go, that's my review. That's just good music. I was going to say that after every single one. And to get no angry comments ever again. That's just good music. Anyway, on that... I need more fucking coffee. On that note, I will catch you guys in the next one. I did start to put in a playlist in the description below. So if you want to see all my track-by-track reviews, click on that. Maybe I'll start mentioning that at the beginning of all of these to annoy you even more. But thank you so much for viewing this. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan. For the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao. I nearly did that. I never do. What the?